Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a narration of a message that I received. The narration reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman who is only aged 23 years old, and when I got married to my husband, the first time that I fell pregnant, Brother Nashi, I was underage. I was only 15 years of age when I fell pregnant for my husband. So they had a negotiation. Like my parents and my husband's parents, they both sat down. Then they had their negotiations. Then my parents said, since I was too young and I could not get married at such an age, it was far much better that my husband's mom was the one who was going to take care of me and sent me to school, since his son was the one who had messed me up. So I continued with my education, but I was staying at my parents' house, but they had signed an agreement that he was going to marry me. I stayed with my parents until I had finished my high school. That was when I went and I started staying at my husband's house. And at that time, when I was staying with my in-laws, that was when my father-in-law passed away. But the way that he passed away, Brother Nashi, it was quite strange. Even the way that he was buried, things were just strange. A lot of strange things happened on my father-in-law's funeral. Like, for instance, have you ever heard that a person, when he is placed inside his coffin, they place him whilst his face is facing downwards? That is how they placed him in the coffin. A lot of rituals were done, and that was when I found out that my mother-in-law, she is a ritualist. As for my mother-in-law, she also orders clothes from China and Turkey. She has a lot of stores here in Harare, those clothing stores. And at Gulf Complex, she actually has 3 stores, and she sells a lot of clothes as well as electrical gadgets. So I think that at the time when my father-in-law had died, that was when they wanted to strengthen the business, and a lot of stuff kept on happening. Let me tell you about what happened when I fell pregnant the first time around when I was 15 years of age. That pregnancy just disappeared. This pregnancy, it disappeared when I was around about 4 months or so. That was when I woke up, and then my tummy, it was no longer feeling that stiff, but you could just tell that there used to be something, but that something is gone. I screamed, and my mom rushed to my spare bedroom. When she came, I was screaming. That was when I saw that there was blood all over my thighs. It seems as if there is a tokology that came and ate my baby up. By the time that I was taken to the hospital, that was when I went through this traumatic period, because this baby that I was carrying, even though it vanished from my womb, but there was something that was left, Brother Nashi. There was a small hand of that fetus that was left in my womb. It was very traumatic because the doctors had to physically remove this hand that was left inside my womb. This baby, where it went to, I do not even know. These people that are doctors, there are some things that they cannot even explain. As for my own husband, he works at the bank, and the moment that we started staying together, we struggled a lot, Brother Nashi, we struggled a lot for me to fall pregnant. I could not just fall pregnant. But what surprised me is that whenever my mother-in-law would go on her trip to Botswana or China, she would always give me water to drink. And when I would drink this water, it would be very, very sweet, Brother Nashi. Later on, that was when I found out that, so this is what my mother-in-law does. My mother-in-law, she has connections with these people that run this funeral parlors. So regularly, she is given some of this water from the funeral parlor. Then that that is the water that she uses in her business. Let's say that if she is going to order a stock in Botswana or in China, she always goes around with this other small bottle that will be containing what you can think will be mineral water, but it won't be mineral water. It will be that water that she is given by this other man who she used to date even when my father-in-law was still alive. So she walks around with that plastic bottle. Even at church, she goes with that she goes with this water that she is given by the people who works at the funeral parlor. And I am even amazed because at the church where we go to, the pastor loves her a lot because she always gifts the pastor. She even pays some of the bills like to run the church. So they love her for that. But I don't know why God does not show this pastor that my mother-in-law, each and every place where she goes to, she always carry this bottle that will be full of water that comes from the mortuary. I am sure that it is the water that they use to wash those dead bodies, Brother Nashi. Then there was this other time when I went back to my mom's village. When I was in my mom's village, then I was assisted by this other woman who is a prophet, but she mixes traditional stuff as well as Christianity. She said, I want to help you, but I do not want to tell you a lot. All that I want to do and all that I pray for is for God to open up your eyes, because there is a lot of stuff that is going on in your life and you are going to die very young. So this woman, she then gave me some prayers. She told me that when my mother-in-law, when she is about to leave, maybe going to Turkey, China or Botswana to order a stock, then when she gives me the water that she regularly gives me, I should not drink that water, but I should just pray first. Then I should go and throw away the water. So when I returned back to Harare, Brother Nashi, as usual, my mother-in-law, when she was about to leave for the airport, she then poured some water and she said, oh, daughter-in-law, have this drink, have this glass of water, because if you do not drink a lot of water, you are going to have kidney problems and you do not want to die very young because you are going to be very rich one day. So I pretended as if I then took that glass of water and I pretended as if I was drinking. Then I went to the kitchen. When I went to the kitchen, I then poured that water into the sink and I washed the sink. And my mother-in-law asked me if indeed I had actually drank the water, and I said yes. We then left for the airport and we left her at the airport. When she returned, she was very angry. She called me into her bedroom and I could tell on her face that she was really angry and she had this demonic look on her face. When I entered into her bedroom, she then locked the door. I said, is there any problem? She started to complain and she said, my son has been complaining for a very long time. My son says that you do not know how to treat him in bed. Where did your parents not train you how to treat a man in bed? And I said, you know very well that I grew up in the city. I do not know this thing of going to Chinangwari, in brackets, a place where women that are about to get married, they go there to receive their training so that they can please their husbands in bed. So I never went there, Brother Nashi. My mom is a modern woman who does not believe in those things of sending your young girl to Chinamari so that she can receive a sexual training. So she said, that is the reason as to why my son has been complaining a lot. It is because you do not know how to treat him very well in bed. My brother, she then said, sleep on the bed. So I went and I slept on top of her bed. She then said, I want you to show me how exactly do you move your waist when my son is on top of you. I was really ashamed and embarrassed that I was going to do this in front of my mother-in-law, but she said, do it very fast because I have other businesses to attend to. So I started to move my waist as if I had a man that was riding me. She then said, you are doing it very wrong. And when she was telling me all of these things, that was when she came on top of me. I was shocked shocked, Brother Nashi, because she lifted my legs and she started to teach me how to move my waist when my husband was on top of me. She then held my buttocks and she was pretending as if she was a man who was inserting his manhood into my private parts. By the time that she had finished doing this, I saw that she had came on my private part. She had managed to move my underwear to the side, and she had also moved her own underwear to the side, and she was busy rubbing her private parts on my private parts. After this, she then apologized and she said that she wanted to rush to Gulf Complex to check out on her shops if the sales were really good. She left me sleeping on her bed. I was feeling confused about everything that had happened because I was also wet and I had also came because it was really nice, the things that she had done to me. After that was when I fell pregnant, and after I had fallen pregnant, this thing, it continued to happen up until this day, Brother Nashi. She regularly calls me into her bedroom. Even when her son is at home, she calls me into her bedroom. Then she will tell me to strip myself naked and to join her in bed. Then she will come on top of me and she will then cross her leg and she will start to rub a private part against my private parts. This thing, it has been happening continuously, so much that I am confused if I am now her wife or what is going on. But one thing I know for sure is that she is doing these things as part for but one thing that I know is that all of these things that she is doing, they are all part of her rituals. She has promised me that at the end of the day, I am going to be as wealthy as she is if I can just hold on for a little longer. And I can tell that she enjoys making love to another woman. I don't know. I am confused. I am very young. As for my husband, I said, let us move out of your mom's place so that we can go and we can start afresh. But my husband, he is a mama's boy. He do not want to get separated from his own mother. The moment that I tell him to move out, then he will say, you hate my mom so much. Now I cannot choose between you and my mother. If you want, you can go. Brother Nashi, where can I go to? I cannot go anywhere. Who is going to take care of me? So this is what the Lord has placed on my plate, and I don't know if I should continue feasting from this plate or if I should just throw away all this that has been placed in front of me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sisters. Just imagine your own mother-in-law rubbing a private part against yours. Strange things do happen in this world.